happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Really looking forward to this opportunity tomorrow night against Northwestern State. I think Coach Cabrera has done a great job starting to build his program there. They're coming off a big win over North Alabama. They played Oklahoma really close, led for about 30 minutes of that game on the road. So excited to get back to the practice floor today. Because of the way the tournament format was, we haven't had a lot of practice time. So it'll be good to get in there and work on some things, getting better heading into Friday's 7 o'clock tip-off. Looking back on the game, I'm sure there'll be questions there against Central Florida. Wild contest. Don't remember being a part of one like that. Was just so impressed with our players' resiliency and toughness to keep playing the game, even when trailing by 20. Find a way to get back, get the game to overtime, and then a lot of ebbs and flows in the 3 overtimes, but did enough in that final stanza there to come away with the victory.
I guess maybe talk a little bit about you mentioned the resilience there, just expanding on that, just because, first 17, 18 minutes, it was a real struggle for you guys to put the ball in the basket, and then, by third overtime, you guys were shooting 60% in the overtime periods. Just talk about, I guess, the long legs you guys were able to have in that game and just the resiliency y'all showed.
Really amazing, Glenn. And we scored 84 points after halftime. I've never seen that before. The first half, I thought we struggled to finish plays at the rim. We also made some poor decisions at the rim. Central Florida does a really good job with their shot blocking, and we had some opportunities to kick the ball out and make the game easier on ourselves, and we didn't do it. Credit to our players. I thought it seemed insignificant at the time, but to finish the first half on a 7-2 run was important. And then we were able to look at some things on film at halftime with our players, and they did a great job making the adjustment. And I guess the final piece of that would be a lot of credit to our new strength and conditioning coach, Mike Chapman. Jalen Reed plays 48 minutes, Cam Carter 52, Jai and Jordan over 40, and as crazy as it sounds, we played our best offense in the overtime periods. So really a testament to the work he's done with our guys in the strength and conditioning program.
And then I did want to ask about Damian, just maybe an update on him, and then just kind of what you guys go, where you guys go going forward in that front court.
Yeah, it was a scary event there in the game on Friday against Pitt. As you saw, he clearly dislocated his shoulder. Is having testing done this week. Don't have a timeline on it right now. We're extremely hopeful that it'll be something that can be rehabbed and get him back to the floor as quickly as possible, because he's been incredibly valuable to our team. A lot of things that don't show up on the stat sheet. Not only his shot blocking, but the shots that he changes. He's terrific in ball screen coverage. He's so fast and athletic. He puts a lot of pressure on the rim in our offensive attack. So we need him back on the floor. He's had a great offseason, and we'll remain optimistic as he goes through his testing this week.
And then I guess just how important is it for guys like Corey Chess and Robert Miller, Derek Fountain, to kind of pick up some of what he was bringing in the front court?
Well, it's really important. You've seen the emergence of Corey here. The numbers stand out on the glass, but his defensive impact has been huge. I can't say enough about the play he made there late in regulation. We're down 2, only a 12-second differential on the game and shot clock. We had fouls to give, so we were in a really difficult spot there. Jalen Reed goes and traps. Corey gets the steal in the passing lane. His impact has been tremendous. We have to move some responsibilities around, as you saw in the game on Sunday with Damian out, because he's been playing at more of the 5 position for us. I think Rob and Derek will have to carry some responsibility there. And then you also saw when we were probably our most effective at times this weekend is when Jai Bailey was at the 4 and we played the 4-guard lineup. So we'll have to look for multiple solutions while we hopefully get Damian back down the road here.
You mentioned in overtime your offense was the best you'd seen all weekend. What made it good, and how can you guys keep doing that?
I think our spacing was better, the ball movement. I thought when we got to the rim, instead of forcing bad shots, we sprayed the ball out. It led to some big three-point opportunities. Some plays that stand out. Jalen Reed drew 3 guys in the paint. Instead of forcing it up, he kicked out to Jordan Sears for an open 3. When we got our first lead in overtime, Jordan Sears drew 3 guys on a drive to the rim, and he kicked it to Cam Carter for a huge 3. There was another 3 where Jai Bailey set a great screen that got Cam Carter another 3 to tie. And then Jalen Reed, his screening in that game was the difference in our offense. He was just fantastic. He created so many advantages for our players with his ability to screen and read angles and make everyone around him better. So it was a lot to build on for us, moving forward.
And Victorious Miller, off the bench a couple times so far this season. What have you seen from him that gives you confidence going forward?
Well, I think the key word right now would be consistency. That's 4 straight games now in double figures. He's doing it very efficiently. He's doing it shooting a 3-point percentage that I don't think will be ever lower in his career. I think you'll see him really take off from 3. It's one of the many strengths of his game. And so the numbers stand out. I'm sure everyone will look to the points, but the biggest jump has been he's competing at a high level on the defensive end of the floor. He's been able to guard multiple positions for us there. And I just can't say enough about him. He sat for a long time there through the overtimes, and then when Corey fouled out, he came back in and makes the 2 huge plays, on the little mini 4-0 run there for us to push the lead out late in the 3rd overtime. So he's been fantastic, and I think he'll just keep building on that.
With Jai Bailey, just maybe talk about, is this kind of the blueprint you had for him coming in, high intensity defensive effort, being able to finish around the rim? Still looks like he's kind of evolving as a shot maker from the outside, but just is he kind of the glue guy that kind of makes this defense work?
He's been everything we expected and more. Just the ultimate winner. He's the guy you want as a teammate. He doesn't care about numbers or stats. He just wants to do whatever he can to help his team win. You see how he makes everyone else on the floor better. He'll shoot the ball. He'll make some threes as we get going here. He's really put in a lot of time there. But I don't know. I know he missed a couple of 2s on Sunday, but I think going into Sunday's game, he was shooting 85% from 2-point range, which is incredible. But he's tough on the glass. He can guard any 1 through 4 on the floor. Offensively, we ask him to play 1 through 4. So he just is doing a little bit of everything for us right now, and I think you'll see that continue as the season goes along.
And then I know we talked about it leading into the season, just how important this non-conference schedule was going to be for you guys. You're 5-1. You've got good wins over UCF, at Kansas State. Do you feel like you're starting to build a little bit of a resume here where you can kind of see a pathway towards some increased success this season?
Well, to your point, Glenn, we did talk about that. Having more urgency to be more of a connected team in November and December. And it's hard, when you look at it. I think our top 8 or 9 we've been playing here of late. Only one guy was in the rotation last year, and that's Jalen Reed, and he's playing a new position. So some of that takes time. But, to have 2 Big 12 wins here in November is huge for us. We have this great opportunity Friday night to come back and play at home. It's the start of a 3-game homestand. And we need to keep getting better and keep improving. And Friday's the next opportunity. But, would love to be undefeated, obviously, but a lot of respect for Pitt. On Friday, they were better than we were. But I am very pleased with those 2 Big 12 wins here in November.
Obviously, you have a few transfers, especially at guard positions, and it seems like, maybe you're still trying to figure out those roles as we get further in the non-conference. How do you analyze performance so far early in the season with, obviously, you're still trying to win games as well?
Yeah, I think the picture's becoming clearer. Consistency is a big word we talk about, discipline, both ends of the floor. And that's how you continue to get better. But I think when you look at, the 3 senior guards, Cam Carter, Jordan Sears, Jai Bailey. Obviously, they've had a tremendous impact on our team. You've seen the emergence of Victorious and Corey, 2 freshmen, which is huge. I think Jalen Reed's taken some big steps. He had a monster game on Sunday. I thought Curtis Givens' minutes in the second half were huge. He comes in, we're down 13. He went on a 5-0 run right there to make it single digits. So I'm really excited about our team. We got a lot of getting better to do, but I think the buy-in is good. I think the connectedness of the team is good, and that'll give us a chance to keep getting better.
I mean, building on that a little bit, I mean, you guys were down double digits against Pitt. You guys made it a 5-point game at one point, or maybe a couple points in that game. You were down 17 in the second half against UCF, and you come all the way back and win that game. Just how important is it to show early in the season that you guys are capable of overcoming some adversity, and just how have you guys? I mean, how do you think how impressed are you that your group has responded in those kinds of situations?
Glenn, I think Sunday was a big step for us in that regard. Resiliency is a word I know I've already used today, but I think it holds true for our team. I thought they stayed poised even when we were playing very poorly there in the first half. It was just a really unique game. You ended up in almost every special situation you might encounter over the course of a season, all in one Sunday afternoon in West Virginia. And, from some of the fouls to give situations to, side out of bounds, 9 on the shot clock, you need a big bucket, you got to come out and execute. And Jalen Reed sets a big-time screen. Jai Bailey hits Victorious cutting to the rim for a dunk. Having to come back from down 20 points, having the lead and not being able to close it out a couple times in the overtime. So, all those experiences are learning experiences, and you want to learn while you're winning. And so, I thought it was big for us. And at the end of the day, you got to be relentless competitors. And I thought our guys have really started to establish that as the foundation of our team.
What's the spread like tomorrow, and what's your kind of go-to on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I always get killed for this, but the best Thanksgiving food is that cranberry sauce straight out of the can. And so we'll have plenty of that. But, the fried turkey, smoked turkey, we'll have a little bit of everything tomorrow afternoon. And, very thankful for the opportunity to be here at LSU, thankful for the privilege it is to get to coach these high-character people we have in our locker room, and certainly excited to get to spend some time with everybody tomorrow. Thank you, folks. All right, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.